Okay, well, it's 9 o'clock, August the 14th. We'll call our regular meeting of the Commissioners Court to order. We'll start with a invocation. Jimmy, if you don't mind.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, I just come to you. Thank you, Lord, for all you do for us. Lord, we just to send some rain our way, Lord, that things looking like they are. And Lord, I just ask you to be with the people. Lord, take care of them, Lord, and just help us as we go about the county's business to do what is best for the county. Just watch over and take care of us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number one on the agenda item will be the public comments or request for information on non-agenda items in accordance with Section 551.042, the Texas Open Meetings Act. David, are you going to speak? You have to use this microphone here. We're in the share a little bit, process getting that fixed.
Okay, just so that I don't break it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. It's good to see you all again. Actually, I came with some good news. I don't know if any of you are aware, I'm sure Jimmy is, but the utilities are all cleared on 1735 and Titus contractors out there under construction. They've been out there, what, about 2.5, 3 months now, Jimmy? Something like that?
Yeah.
It's a mess, but TxDOT construction projects are always a mess until they're over with, and then they're beautiful. So that's just kind of the way the process works. But that's what we at Lochner were hired to do, was to clear the utilities, and we have the utilities all cleared now. All we have left to do, pardon me, 2 of the utilities were reimbursable because they were on private easements when they started, and so as part of the process, you purchased their property rights by paying for them to move. So I have today a payment submission for Tri-Sud Water, and the good news is they came in a little under budget. They have a very clean package. I sat down with the auditor, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, and kind of went through it line by line, because what my job is, they give us a cost estimate in the very beginning and tell us what it's going to take to do this work. And then when they send invoices, I have to match up each line item of the cost estimate with the line item on the invoices. And in this case, they were very clean in what they were doing. Their materials cost came in just a little bit less than was expected, which is a good thing. Everything else pretty much lined up basically with what their budget was, and they provided adequate documentation to prove to us that this is what they were doing. So in my opinion, this is a pretty clean invoice. The estimated amount in the beginning was $614,688.73. The bill that they submitted to us, now keep in mind, they are not 100% reimbursable. They were 88.79% reimbursable. The reason for that is every place that they crossed the road was in public right-of-way, so that's not reimbursable. So we made that calculation. So their current reimbursable amount, $610,771.17. So roughly $4,000 less than they estimated. Anytime you can come in, that close to your estimate, you've done a pretty good job. But certainly if you can come in a little less than your estimate, that's always better than a little higher. So I'm going to leave this packet with you. I know we can't really do anything today because I'm here with public comments. Obviously, if any of you have any questions, you feel free to reach out to me. I think we've already satisfied Ms. Schubert with any questions she might have had, and I met with the judge. But any of you can reach out to me at any time. I think you've got my email address. If you don't, these two do. And you can reach out to me if you have any questions.
Okay. One question for you. Have you heard anything back from Bowie Cass on
I
their
have
end?
not, and I'll be honest with you, Judge, I'm to a point where I really don't know what to do. I've reached out to them probably a half a dozen times, and I've virtually got no response whatsoever. I don't know if a phone call will help. You know, so any suggestions anybody has, if anybody has any contact with Bowie Cass, if you'll let me know, I would think they would want their money. I know that part of what happened was when they got done was right about the time we had a couple of tornadoes in this general part of the world, and they had a ton of storm damage that they had to work on for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and I get that.
Right.
But when that was over, I would think somebody would start putting together the bills, because I think they'd want their money back. I mean, it's not a ton of money, but if I recall right, it's in the $160,000, $70,000 range, so it's not pocket change. So if anybody in the room has a contact, has any suggestions, feel free to tell me. I'll do anything you can, but for now, I'm just keeping pounding them with emails and phone calls.
Once we get that, though, then we're through,
done.
correct?
That's done. And, you know, the other good thing that I will tell you is our budget. By that I mean Lochner. What we estimated it would cost to do the utilities. We've come in, I don't think we're going to get to half. And the reason for that is utilities are very hard to estimate up front as to what all is going to be involved. And so companies tend to estimate a little higher just to make sure that they cover everything. But we're at a point now where all I've got left to do is process their payment and then come up and give it to you guys, and we're done. And we're not anywhere near half of what our original budget was. So you should come out good in that shape. One of the things that I'm starting to be concerned with, Bowie Cass, if y'all will recall right, last December, I came and got a year extension on our contract. We didn't need any new money. We needed time. Well, that contract runs out in December. And, you know, I thought the December would be plenty of time, right. But here I am in August, and I haven't gotten anything back from Bowie Cass. So we really need to see what we can do to push them to get me this information, because I can process it relatively quickly, but I got to get it from them first. I can't make it up.
We'll work on that this week as well.
Okay.
Reach out with them again.
Okay.
And make that happen. We need to get it done before December for sure. So.
I'm all with you. Okay, again, I'm going to leave this package with Barbara.
Perfect.
And you guys can all have a copy of it or get whatever you want. And if anybody has any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be happy to try to explain anything I can. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
She's pretty handy catching those microphones.
I'm going to head back to my room. Y'all have a lovely day.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it.
Number 2, consider and possibly approve the minutes from the July the 24th, 2023 special meeting of the Commissioners Court.
Make a motion, we approve those minutes.
We got a motion made by Commissioner Parchman to approve those minutes.
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor? All those opposed? Carry unanimously. Number 3, consider and possibly approve the minutes from the August 7th, 2023 special meeting of the Commissioners Court.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Parker to approve those minutes on August the 7th, 2023, and seconded by Commissioner Applewhite. All those in favor? All those opposed? Carries unanimously. Number 4, consider and possibly approve the renewal of a contract with DSHS for remote birth access. Leslie, would you like to comment on anything on that? I think you're going to need that. If you'll get that microphone, everybody out there will be able to hear.
Yeah. So the DSHS contract that we're renewing is for us to be able to provide remote birth certificates for people outside of Titus County, which we have a lot of people come in to Titus County because there's not that many county offices that do provide that. So we are one of the few in this area. We have a lot of people come in from Dallas area, people come in from the Houston area to get their driver's license because there's not a wait time, which also gives us the benefit to provide them with their birth certificates and anything else that they might think of while they're in here. So it's been a blessing for the county to have this. I'm not sure which county clerk brought this in, but it is a blessing for us to have this, and I would like to renew that contract. If you have any questions, please let me know. Because I did send you an email with the links in there.
How long does this renewal, you're going to renew it for?
As far as I know, it's an every year thing.
Every year thing?
because they audit us. Every year, we are audited to make sure that we are complying with their rules and regulations. Every month, we balance our books with them for what we brought in for the state and what we get to keep, and we balance. And
Does it pretty much pay for itself?
It does pay for itself, yes.
Okay. No.
Do you know the cost on that off the top?
We don't have a cost. No.
So we're just splitting profits with income with them, or?
They get $22 and we get $1. So, I mean, that's our $1 off of every remote birth certificate.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I make a motion to renew the contract on the remote birth access.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Mitchell to renew the DSHS remote birth access.
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Parker. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Carries unanimously. Number 5, record the auditor's record of the auditor's office and court reporter salaries in the county clerk's minutes. You want to speak on that, Barbara?
I will. The way that this works is from the statutes, the district judges are required to set the salaries of the court reporters and the auditor's office and all the auditor's staff, unless there's going to be a change. And if you'll recall, Judge Kopek and Judge Saucier, I only think of her first name, I'm sorry, came and asked y'all to explain those situations with the court reporters. So we held that public hearing on July the 18th over across the street. No one was present. So this is something that you do not vote on. It's required that the judges do that, but we have to read it into the minutes every year. So for the auditor, the salary will be $72,187.50. That's just the standard raise that commissioners gave across the board. The first assistant auditor, $56,534.40. The second assistant, this is now Ms. Linda Marshall, because Sharon Reynolds was in this position, but now she's over in the treasurer's office. $38,604.80, and the part-time assistant auditor, $19,950.84. There are 2 court reporter positions. Both of those are now at $95,000. One is for Judge Kopek's court, and one is for Judge Saucier's court.
Do you know if Judge Kopek has filled that position yet? I know there was still some. Did he get who he was talking to?
I don't know if he has filled it. I know that he's planning to fill it, and he's been contracting with a firm that he may hire someone from within them, because he's been able to see what kind of reports that they're able to provide. So these will be filed with the county clerk.
Okay. So we don't need to vote or anything. We just need to make that a part of the minutes. Agenda number 6, consider and possibly approve entering an agreement with Architects Council of Governments, ADCOG, to prepare a 5-year hazard mitigation plan for Titus County for $10,000. This was talked about back in 2016 because it was going out in 2018 and still hadn't been anything done on this. So we need to move forward, making sure that we've got that mitigation plan and plan for Titus County. There will be some steps that we'll have to go into with that. With us having our own emergency coordinator, we will have to ask Mount Pleasant to be able to get out of that, whether they want in or not, and then move forward. But we've got to have this. If not, any grants or anything like that that we've got, without that being in place, we could lose those.
I make a motion we approve this.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Parchman to approve this.
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Carried unanimously. Number 7, approve the oral and written reports of county officials.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Mitchell to approve those written reports. Got a second by Commissioner Applewhite. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimously. Number 8, consider and possibly accept the treasurer's report as a matter of record. think we've all seen those on our emails.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Parker to approve those minutes,
Second.
and got a second by Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor? All those opposed? Number 9, approve the budget amendments. Ms. Barber, would you like to speak on those? I guess I could call you Ms. Schubert.
Nobody ever gets it right. This is budget amendment number 2023-034, so it's number 34 for this year. The first item on here is related to the emergency manager position. It's what y'all approved in court on July the 24th. It's to pay Mr. Ward $1,400 a month, and for Ms. Monica to receive a stipend of $400 a month, along with cell phone for Mr. Ward and some travel, some training, those kinds of things. Then there's, the next one is general admin. It's the prior ARPA funding. It's for precinct 1. It's road materials. Commissioner Parchman has $38,999 remaining in capital outlay. He'd intended to buy some additional equipment, but there's not enough funds left, so he'd like to have those moved to road materials. We've already done that with some of the other commissioners. He also has precinct 1 with his regular budget. These are just ins and outs. It's an increase to repairs, a decrease to mileage, and a decrease to seminars for the total increase to repairs of $3,374. Precinct 3 has requested a $6,000 increase to gas and oil with a $6,000 decrease to road oil. And in vital statistics, this is from the county clerk's office. It's an increase to office supplies of $3,000 and a decrease to travel and seminars of the same $3,000. Any questions?
Make a motion, we approve these budget amendments.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Parchman to approve the budget amendments.
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor? All those opposed? Number 10, sign pay orders and approve payments.
Make a motion, to pay our bills.
Got a motion by Commissioner Parker to Commissioner, second by Commissioner Applewhite. All those in favor? All those opposed? Closing comments. Jeff, you have anything today?
Down here.
Mr. Mitchell?
No.
Mr. Applewhite?
I appreciate everybody for helping us on Thursday, 75, 45, still coping. I appreciate y'all's help. Y'all have done a good job. Appreciate y'all.
Mr. Parker?
I want to do the same thing. I thank y'all for sending help out to help us with those 3 roads we done last week. It all turned out real good, and if anybody needs any help, well, all I got to do is holler. We'll be there.
I don't think we had I think Commissioner Mitchell had a few trees down the other night in his storm. I don't know about everybody else, but
I had 3 over the weekend.
3 over the weekend.
Yeah.
I know at one time we had to push those to the side, and we're trying to get those all cleaned up. Have got some phone calls. The commissioners are working hard. Until we get that cleaned up, it's hard to mow those right-of-ways and all, and we're working on that as well. So,
Again, I would like to say too that we started our mowing this morning. I hate that we're so late doing it, but with everything that's happened with the trees down and all of that, and trying to get all that cleaned up, we couldn't mow till we got all that cleaned up. So we're starting this morning down around Chapel Hill because that's where the traffic's going to be in the next few days. So we're starting down there, and we'll move out from there. So.
like I said, I think commissioners are doing a great job. I have got some calls and have tried to explain to people over the phone what's going on. Weather, storms, things that do set us back some, but we hadn't forgot them, and we are working out there. So, with that being said.
Prayers for Hammond's family and prayer for Thompson family.
Yeah.
Send him to Tyler who had a stroke. He's having complications.
Right.
He's talking, but his left side's not.
Keep them in our prayers then. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion made by Commissioner Mitchell to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parchman. All those in favor? All those opposed?